Live. Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh.
Here we are. Here we are, guys.
Nervous.
It's happening. I can't see. I can't see anything. I'm very confused. I'm very scared. This is I'm not used to be like I've been in the driver's seat before, but like that was a very cozy, like, you know, we were in a cabin. There was basically practically no Wi-Fi. It was very low tech that we were streaming from out of there. Here we are though with actual full setup, hopefully, presumably.
This is a new level of power creep for Bl'Art.
Yeah, this is a frightening level of power creep for Bl'Art. Oh god.
Yeah, man, you know, I flew back to Florida, you know, after our, you know, vacation in the cabin and, you know, got hit with Hurricane Ian. So, you know, that was lovely.
Too soon.
Whiplash.
Hey, Honshoes. Good to see you there, buddy. Could you help us figure out if the gameplay audio is coming through at this point? We're gonna be trying to get some actual gameplay this time, and I have no idea what I'm doing, my guy.
I don't think you'll have lead. I don't think gameplay usually. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
He says yes.
Cool. Well, I don't think it's supposed to be at this time, so we're gonna turn it off during the. We're just gonna turn everything down in the game until we're ready to play, and we'll turn it back up once we're ready, once we're live, or not live, but you know, properly starting. Okay. You're probably hearing the background noise.
Is us talking. That's so rude.
Well, it's probably Baby Bl'Art's on the other side of the living room playing with her new favorite robot toy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which is awesome. She's having a great time with it. It can record your voice and then like turn it into a little song for babies that sounds a little bit cursed, but like the babies seem to love it.
That's very cute.
That is very cute.
So we're enjoying that baby life, but you know.
Sorry for the delay on the stream, everyone.
Yeah.
We just had some personal stuff to take care of.
We
so
did.
A little bit later than we normally do, but
yeah.
Coming out.
We should probably put a link in the various Discords to let folks know that we're up and about, shouldn't we?
Yeah, do you want to just post that in the Discord? Yeah, Rob will be joining us a little bit later. He is still on the personal stuff that we're dealing with. He's still just like dealing with it. He's fine.
He's actually being
he
a very
has, like an event to attend. But,
he's being a good dad, is what we can say.
Yeah. Like Jet.
Yeah. Oh, yes, exactly like Jet.
Hell yeah.
No. It's all good.
Okay, gonna go ahead and post the thing in the things. It's like I think I said this last time I was driving. I'm used to Raw being the one in the driver's seat while I'm like just kind of in the background posting links. So it's very.
I can do that.
It's too late. I'm already doing it unless you want to do it in the places where I am not. Boy oh boy, gentlemen, I think it's going to be a very interesting stream.
I'm very excited.
After over a year of me talking crap at Raw while he tries to play a video game live on stream, time to see if we can if I can put my money where my mouth is. And by that I mean I'm gonna use the hell out of Vayne. Cross13 in the chat pointing out he just finished his Vayne run. Fellow Vayne enthusiast Cross13. My guy, I see you right there. I'm gonna take my own spin on the character. I think most likely.
So we are going to see Vayne tonight in Spiritus.
Oh, do you want me to do that again? Because I'll frickin' do it again. You know the Goofy meme? I'll just be that Goofy meme. Oh boy. But yeah, goodness.
You have to play perfectly tonight, or you will never live it down.
That's a part between you and me. Part of my secret strategy here was to bring Blind Eye to do the talking, so I don't have to actually participate in the conversation. He's my pinch hitter, saving me from looking like a fool online. It's too late. I already did.
Already dropped that particular buff.
Oh no, the overheads.
Yeah, the over.
Overhead guy 2.0. Here he comes. Oh boy. Well, we're just letting folks mosey on in. I see their cross, Hanshu, Sabin 6. Who knows who else is hanging out there with us? When in doubt, just bring up Walking and Blind. I will take over the conversation. Where's the lie? I love it.
Yoshi Pasta, hello.
Howdy Yoshi.
Xenoblade 3.
Hey, what up, Yoshi?
I just got my first tier 6 gem, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
Ooh, I have no idea what that means, but it sounds exciting.
It's better than tier 5.
Yeah, no, you probably don't need Barts for tier 6, do you?
No,
It's a default joke. Oh god, that's what we are. We are technically a Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia stream, and I think we're probably about ready to start things off, right? How are we all sounding tonight, friends in the audience? Were the three of us coming through okay?
Lomex94, hello.
Yeah, hey, Lemix94. Oh, creepypasta, we don't like that. Okay, great, sounds okay. Wait until Raw gets here. We'll see if that holds up. Close that. And I think we're just about ready to start the show then. Cosplaying. Sorry, no Blart cosplay this time. But I think we're ready to start the show then, if you guys are ready. I'm
all set.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
And now it's time to start the show with Raw Life, Bl'Artagnan, and Leaf. This is the Lifestream.
Hello, Bl'Art here. I hope the music just played, because the whole time I was crossing my fingers and praying. But this is the Lifestream. I am your host for tonight, this evening, unless you're on the other side of the world, and this morning. Good morning, if you are. Accompanied by Baby Bl'Art in the background, playing with her robot toy. And I am not alone. Although I know you're probably used to a different intro than usual, our buddy Raw Life will be with us later tonight. He is attending to some family business. All good stuff. He's just being a good dad, but he will be with us presently, probably within the next... Honestly, who's to say? Who can predict that man? You all know him. But he's not the only one you know, not the only one you love. Leaf Blade Mouse, my buddy, my friend, my Canadian bosom pal. How you doing?
Bad. I caught COVID.
Oh,
I
no.
think I had it a few days ago because I had chills over the night, and then I just didn't test it. I just wanted to go to bed, and then I tested in the morning, and I had it. So I think I'm on day 4. So it sucks, but I've just been resting in bed. I playing some Yakuza 3 and something else I can't remember now. But I'm on the up and up, I think. So it takes more than that to kill a bull mouse. So
I knew we picked the right man when we hired you for the job. So I'll say to that. But that's exactly it. You cannot kill the live stream. You cannot break Leaf Blade Mouse. COVID tried. COVID failed. He is on the mend. That's great to hear. And so, with in lieu of Raw, we are accompanied by the Batman to our Justice League, the one, the only, the Jet Guy himself, Blind Eye. How you doing, my friend?
Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day, and I'm doing good. Unlike a Leaf, thankfully I haven't gotten COVID, but I did suffer through Ian, but I didn't get, the rough end of it. I just got a lot of wind and a lot of rain, so I mean, at the end of the day, I just got a nasty ass pool that I had to clean the following day, but all is well.
Man, between COVID and Hurricane Ian and family responsibilities and I got threw up on earlier this morning, the live stream is taking a lot of hits, but we are coming through strong.
Exactly.
We're at chat. Good to see you, buddy, in chat. I feel like I'm going to be saying this a few times tonight. Raw Life will be with us. He's attending to some family business, being a good dad, seeing to dadly things. And so he'll be joining us a little bit later. But in the meantime, I am here along with Leaf and Blind Eye to hold down the fort. Oh, right. I forgot to click the button to switch over to the other stream. I knew I'd forgotten something.
Almost.
There we go. Guys, this has been causing me stress all day. Can you see the game screen? Is that a thing you guys can see? In the chat, let me know. You can't see it. Oh, no.
We saw it initially, but nah, it's not there.
Ah, it happened last time, too. Okay, I'm going to restart BlueStacks. I think that's what caused it last time. It's funny, because I was joking with Raw and saying, like, oh, man, you always make it look so easy with the way it crashes. And let me tell you, this whole Streamlabs and BlueStacks thing at the same time, not as easy as it looks.
Now we get it when he's always saying he carries the show on his back. Look
Yeah.
at all the shit that he has to do.
My goodness. You want to learn not to take someone for granted. Try literally walking a mile in their shoes, figuratively. Did it disappear again on us? What the hell? Yeah, no, it disappeared us again. It did it again, didn't it?
That's strange.
This is frustrating, is what it is. This is cheesing me off. Okay. That didn't do it either, did it?
It cut back in for a second.
Wait.
Yeah, it was like when it started we saw it, but I think it's when you freaking opened it up is when it just black screened.
That's not fair. Wait a second. Who's that in the chat?
The batteries.
I swear to God. That's not me typing that, so I can only assume that we're being joined by someone else who has access to the Lifestream Defo account. And there's only, I think, one other person who that could be. So, Raw, where the hell are you? Okay. Is it working now? I think it's working.
I can see it.
It is. Yeah, I can see it as well.
My God, we did it. Guys, ladies, gentlemen, we've done it. We've successfully defeated Defo. We've gotten BlueStacks to play on Streamlabs.
Play the Defo credits.
Live on camera. Warping to credits right now.
We reached the promised lands.
Gonna turn up the sound a little bit. Not too much, nothing crazy. Y'all let me know if this needs adjustment.
The chat isn't appearing on the screen though.
Oh, son of a... You know... Thanks, baby Blart. There we... Okay. Well, I've done all I can to fix that. But anyway, thank you for joining us tonight. We have gotten Defo to play on the stream. We will see you next week. This is the live stream. Okay. Damn. Chat now? This is just...
there it is.
No, yeah, I see it now.
All right. God, I am really good at this. Just natural talent. God-given. Really, it's really impressive. But there we are. We are here. We are ready. So, friends, Romans, countrymen, what have we been dealing with in Defo lately? Because I feel like it's been a slow few weeks, but we've had a couple of things to do since we last met up.
Yeah, Mog's gym.
It's true. The global
That is true. Yeah.
That's a global exclusive piece of content, isn't it?
It's true.
It's true.
Yeah, Mog's gym did an update, but whatever. I don't think it's any different. I think some of the fights are maybe a little harder, but the rewards for it are upgraded, or more updated for.
You know what, Faustus 83? I see you in the chat there. I don't need that kind of guff after what I've been through.
Yeah,
And I've been hearing as well some soft lock issues and whatnot with this Mog's gym, so I definitely need some tweaks and whatnot, so be careful who you send in there, guys.
you might never see them again.
Oh,
Yeah.
spooky stuff.
But
Yeah.
the real headliner event that we got, of course, was Brothers Spiritus, the next level of summon boards that we have above Divine.
Yeah, no, that was a pretty intense experience, I think. which is kind of cool because folks are always complaining about fights being too easy or like the game being too easy or whatnot. It feels like this matches the cadence that we often talk about on the show of the summon fights being kind of one of the capstone difficult fights that really, difficult series of fights that when it comes out, it's very rare that a summon fight comes out and you're like, okay, I'll just breeze through this and not have any problems. I feel like
they do seem to put a little bit more into these fights than some of the other ones, I think.
Yeah. Man, this is slow.
Yeah, this Spiritus fight is, oh man.
It was an interesting fight for me because it's certainly, we're not going to auto plus. I don't think we're even necessarily jumping in here just yet. Oh, howdy, Freya Mac, raiding with a party of friends. How are you guys doing tonight? We're having a bit of an unusual stream because our usual host for the night, Raw Life, is dealing with some family business and will be joining us later. So I am frantically trying to figure out how to run BlueStacks while streaming. But it's good to see you. Welcome to the show. I don't think we've seen you before. So welcome. I hope you enjoy. It's usually a bit less cozy and a bit more frenetic when Raw's around here, but it's good to see you, and I hope you guys have a good evening. Right, so this dumb horse. Oh, you're coming back to welcome back. You chose an interesting week to come back because we had we had two pieces of content that are kind of polar opposite in my view as far as like the way the game tends to be, because this Brother Spiritus fight, I don't know if you tried it yet, it's a doozy.
Do we want to talk about the Spiritus mode in general? Because there is this like one difficult fight, but they do still have the grind aspect that the ultimate and like the divine summons that this series of game modes is sort of known for.
I'll be real with you. I found it very confusing and scary. So if one of you guys wants to like hold my hand and walk me through it and be like, okay, as if you were explaining to Baby Bl'Art, here's what this game mode's all about.
Yeah. So I don't know if the UI's part of the problem here, where there seems to be some people have been confused about the like aspects of Spiritus. I found it mostly straightforward, but I think maybe on paper it's a little bit more confusing, but once you get into it, it makes more sense. But essentially you have like 9 missions that you have to complete that include bringing certain characters that you have to do in the grind. So if you're doing the Chaos grind, you have to bring, I think it's like 3 different crystal colors, 3 different weapon types, and 3 different
series games.
Yes. And then depending on how many of each character of that type you have, you get more points. And I think Tifa has like a boost right now, or like the boosted characters, you get more points with them.
Yeah.
I think having the layout in a grid is kind of strange because there's no benefit to because it looks like a bingo tile, right? But there's no benefit to like getting a top row or anything. It's just like
that was
a way to lay out.
Yeah, that was confusing.
my guess is they had 9 objectives though, so they were like, well, 3 by 3.
Yeah, I guess it should have just been a list because I think it makes it way less confusing that way. But easier to read with the grid. I don't know.
Yeah.
But once you get it, you get a key and some of the upgrade materials, I believe, to upgrade Brothers to a level 50 summon.
Ooh, shiny.
Looks like Bl'Art has taken all of his chests already, but you get a key for the chest that is on one of these tiles on the map, and you can unlock it for rewards. Here they are. It's 40,000 gems, 400 tickets, and 40 force stones, bits,
the nuggies,
chunks.
Yeah,
and then you have the Spiritus, and you only need to whenever you complete a mission in the Spiritus quest, like for the fight, you get a key. It's just whichever 10 missions you do first.
So in order to get all of the rewards from that clear reward list, you don't have to do everything on these. You get bonus tickets if you clear everything. But for the most part, you just you can do the grind for the chaos and then like clear Spiritus, and that gives you everything you need.
Yeah, pretty much. There's like a reward you can do, like clear the chaos in Lufenia, which you have to do anyway. But then and you can choose which chest you want first, which can be kind of nice for people who, I know there are certain people who like to store rewards in divine summons, like psychopaths. That can be kind of nice to like pick and choose which rewards you want out of it. But,
I used to do that.
I used to do that as well. God, good God.
I'm in a anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like that open-ended event where, like, if you don't want to do the grind, you can just do the fight. If you don't want to do the fight, or you want to level up brothers before you do the fight, you can do the grind.
Yeah.
And then anything after that is like extra. I kind of like that open-ended design decision.
It's kind of funny. I'm having some kind of funny deja vu of sorts because Freya-Max in the chat mentioning how he's back after 2 years. They're not to this part of the game yet, having just kind of returned. This is obviously end game. This is the final frontier right now of what the game currently does, which is pretty cool. For me, when I came back to the game after my break, 2 years ago or something like that, I came right at Divine Odin, and so like this is a very kind of similar, like, what's going on here? What is this game? Why is this crazy man on a horse killing me? Why I got broken? Oh God! And so I definitely know that feeling of like listening to the TCC podcast after a year of not playing the game or listening to it and then being like, oh, Odin, and I'm like, this is above my head. I'm not touching this. I work my way up to it. You get there eventually, and that'll be the case here. You'll no rush. This is permanent content, and you'll see it. No, not 2 months ago. Did I say 2 months ago? I meant 2 years ago.
No, you said 2 years ago, and that's honestly the beauty here.
Oh, Ultimate Odin. Yeah, sorry. I always confuse the Ultimate and the Divine.
Yeah, and I came back around the same time, but like people were freaking out because I believe Trey's event was coming out, and everyone was like, "This is the hardest chaos you're ever going to do," and I'm just like, "Well, I just came back like 3 days ago. What?" Mm-hmm. So it's definitely an uphill battle, but I mean, if you can get to the top of the hill, the rest is just downhill. Honestly, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I think the important thing is always to play at your own pace. Like, people get obsessed about, you got to farm. You're a new player. You have access to all these resources. You got to farm up all, clear the entire story and all of the lost chapters right now, so you can pity like the current 3 banner units. Like, take it easy. Play at your own pace. Enjoy yourself. The only thing I'd say to really prioritize is like if there's temporary events, like for instance the man known as Immortal Core, which we covered last week. Try and clear as much of that as you can get away with before it goes away, because those resources don't come back. But like, don't feel rushed to get the other stuff. Like, if you can clear them while they're current and get the bonus content, go, or get the bonus rewards, go for it. But like, this is like a mobile phone game. At the end of the day, it's a very fun mobile phone game. But like, just pace yourself. It ain't going anywhere. And if it does, like, you can't take it with you, and no matter how the progress you made isn't gonna matter at the end of service. But that's getting really kind of bleak. We're not going to talk about that right now.
Yeah, that's
Sorry, got a little philosophical for a second, but what I'm trying to say is just enjoy the game at your own pace. Don't feel rushed to get to the stuff we're talking about. We're just going to be, talking about the most recent stuff because that's where we are. But hopefully some of what we talk about will bring you up to speed a little bit on kind of where the game's at. And the folks in our chat will be happy to also kind of answer questions and just generally be helpful. Except for Cross 13. He ugly.
Don't listen to him.
Shout outs to Cross 13, who has a show every Tuesday in which he covers the game as well. We have an insane ratio of talk shows to players in this game, but that's neither here nor there.
We did get some characters with this event too. 4 of them. 2 of them I think are worth talking about.
Well, in total 6, but yeah, it's like you said, 2 of them are worth talking about.
Yeah, we got 6 characters, but 4 got updated. I don't think the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 and Tifa are like the 2 characters I think that are like stand out from this cycle, I would say.
For sure. And then a little special mention to Selfie, who didn't get a rework, but she got force enhancements.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, she's crazy.
That's all needed, really.
I know Freya says he's new. If he could secure Selfie's LD, I wouldn't say you need it, but like it'd be a nice handy tool to have in your pocket.
It's a good pickup for sure.
Yeah.
Did you guys pull on any of these characters that we just got?
Well, I got murdered.
Oof.
I pitied Tifa's BT, and I'm not angry about that. I mean, it was a goal of mine. What I'm angry about is I didn't get a single 8 LD along the way, and I don't have 8 LD at all. So I'm missing out on 8, unfortunately. And I did go 120k gems deep, and yeah, no, it looks like I'm gonna have to walk away without an 8 LD. Hopefully, the free daily single can hook it up, but yeah, no, I'm missing out on 8, and it kind of sucks, honestly. I was looking forward to them. How about you, Bl'Art? How was your experiences with this banner if you went in?
Well, I already had Bart's 8 and Jack, who we should probably talk about before we get into the person who I did pull for. I did end up throwing tickets, I want to say, at Tifa in order to pick up her... Oh, wait, no, I didn't. I was going to skip Tifa, and I free-pulled her FR. That's what happened. Okay, yeah. Sorry. I free-pulled her FR on the free multi, which was pretty cool, because she's ridiculous, but obviously without the maxed FR and without the burst, she's not nearly as crazy as some of the other units coming down the pipe. Sorry. Jeez, yeah, talking while playing this game is hard. Damn, Raw.
He was right all along.
Who knew?
He's like talking about pipes and such.
Yeah. No, what I'm trying to say is... yeah, the difference in power between, I free-pulled this character's FR, so I have an unbuilt FR, and like... shit, Cross is calling me out. God damn. Okay, fine, Christ. Damn it, I'm getting hit on all sides at this point. Yeah, no, the power difference between BT Tifa and non-BT Tifa is very palpable because of how her BT works. And so, it's not like I really pulled for Tifa.
But you got her.
I do technically have her. And you can always token the BT after the fact. Please scroll faster. Why is it scrolling so slow? Jesus, I'm being bullied into this as we speak. You know what? No,
don't do it. Make it a sub goal.
Yeah, that's dumb. Screw it. Cross. You know what? If you want me to do that, 15 subs. That's what we're gonna do. 15 subs, and I'll force enhance Bart's. He's already blue, so I can't take that from you. Anyway, Jesus Christ, that was a close one. Thank you, Mouse. Good co-host. Yes, I
forget that he's out for free.
I do TV, and they're going to stay They're going to stay right where they are unless I'm properly compensated for the suffering that you're going to put me through, making me have to run with a FE30 Bart's. Freya, Bart's got a tuning pass. He got his C90, meaning he can use Ultimate Weapon, which is cool, and his EX got upgraded. Howdy, Excalibur. Thank you, Honshu.
How do you feel about Bart's new tuning pass, Bl'Art?
It is not great. Someone, I don't know who it was, but someone put it best when they said that Bart's goes through periods where he's really good and periods where he's really confused. And right now he's in a really confused period. Because basically Bart's deal is he's this kind of brave shaving like pseudo attacker aura support, except they didn't really give him. They gave him, we talked about this before, support level damage with the 3 HP attacks, and the only aura improvement they gave him is now he has passive brave gain 20%, which is better than not having it for sure. Let me. Is there a way to like select everyone? No. God, this scroll is so slow. Why is it so slow?
Are you inviting everyone?
I'm trying to just invite. Just like send out a. How does Raw actually like specifically pick people, or does he just throw it to who? How does this work?
He hits auto, and then auto picks everyone on that list.
You know, I've literally never noticed the auto button is there. So let's go ahead and notice how I'm not pressing this button here. Too good. He's too good. But yeah, so Bart's is in an awkward place, I think, where, like, sure, his damage is fine now, but the big problem for Bart's is his blue armor is probably the worst possible armor they could have picked for him. It's a selfish Brave Cap armor, which is ridiculous, insane.
Yeah.
And his BT, which used to be really good because it helped you cap and it refunded you, is less good now because we have so many ways to refund or at least defend yourself. And on top of that, it doesn't provide HP cap up, which is like the premium stat right now. Shout out
Yeah, it's like brave damage cap up armor, like at base, and then when you upgrade it, it just leans more towards brave damage.
Yeah, so it's just, but it's just for him too. So his brave hits, and he batteries himself during his attack, so you don't even need him to be doing brave damage. Like, it makes no sense. And so, if they had given him the Pestle treatment, because I actually really like Pestle with his latest tuning pass, give him, like, I don't know, 4 HP attacks instead of 3. I think that,
You know.
like that, I think.
Oh, sorry.
What's up?
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, just that I think would, like, just give him a bit more personal damage, or like rework his auras, but one or the other. But what they did, they kind of did half of one and half of the other, and it came up to less than 1 somehow.
And then the thing is, his BT also hasn't aged really well either, because, like, it has brave gains, but, 25% when we're in an age where we're getting, like, 50% brave gains. When we started Shinryu, like, a majority of those BTs got 50%, like, brave gain up. And then on top of that, there's no like HP damage cap up effect on the BT, so it certainly hasn't aged well, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Like, it's good, it just could be better, honestly.
I'm guessing that I guess I must have forgotten to batch download when I transferred over to BlueStacks, because I'm very good at this technology thing. So instead, we're just going to jump straight into, did we want to do the Shinryu fight? I guess while we talk about it, and then if it doesn't work, yeah, we'll just jump out and whatever. Raw will get here, who knows. All right, fellas, do we want, I mean, do I run Vayne here, or do we do something else?
This is the team right here.
Oh God. I mean, there's Jack. There, he's right there. He's not very good right now.
What does the audience want? That should be the question right there.
Yeah.
$5 for every party slot.
Yeah. Got to buy your way on. No, but no, seriously, got folks in the chat. I'm seeing a call for Vayne guy to show up, but if there's anything else or anyone else who wants to, speak now, forever hold your peace, whatnot.
Let's see the Vayne play.
Okay, fine. We'll put Vayne in here in this unbreakable fight. Why the heck not? It's the worst that could happen. I die on stream. It takes an hour. Who knows? Yes, Rosa.
Isn't that how long your original run did take?
36 minutes.
Nice.
I know, right? So this will be a tremendous experience for all of us. Oh God, it's so slow scrolling. Why does it take so long? Okay, so Jack also got a rework, and he kind of sucks right now. Honestly, it's kind of sad.
He doesn't have terrible damage. When you consider, like, if you have a 5 out of 5 greatsword, which everyone does, my Jack was putting out like 1.5 mil on an S1, which is like pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's decent. But
I also don't think he's not going to work well with his particular brand of turn hogging is kind of whack, where he will just like put himself before the next enemy turn, and his follow-ups are dependent on break, which is what determines if he's going to turn hog. So I don't know. I just don't know like which kind of teams you would run him on, because he doesn't. The only thing he brings to the party is his LD debuff, which got no changes, and is kind of outdated as far as a valuable call slot goes for the majority of parties anyway. So like you're probably bringing him as your primary damage dealer if you are bringing him. And there's just so many good options there that why would you unless you really like Jack? And then yeah, like he's not really going to work in really any FRs that aren't like pretty generic. So
That's another thing. Yeah, I think our friend Cross mentioned that outside of the generic FRs, none of them really work with Jack.
Yeah, so Jack is in a bad spot too.
Yeah.
8 though.
8 is
is
good.
not good in this
Oh,
fight.
real quick before we get into this, does if you Mouse, could you throw up a poll or a prediction?
I don't have mod powers yet.
What? We still haven't hooked you up with that? Okay.
I told you to do that. I told you weeks and weeks ago, and now you're going to have to come into my office.
I told him that.
I'm just kidding. I'm here. Hey, can you hear me? Is this thing on?
We can hear you. You're just in time.
Oh, this is nice. This is fun and nice. I'm working remote right now. Am I too loud? Am I too quiet? Should I scream to test?
Chat, he sounds good to me. How does Raw Life joining us from
Remote.
from a remote work environment sound?
I'm not going to dox myself. I'm just remote. I'm joining from remote.
Joining from
I
a
can't see
remote.
chat.
You can't?
Oh, well, I'm not watching Twitch, so that's probably...
That would, you know, I think that could have something to do with it. Oh yeah. Okay, good.
Cross did make a pretty noteworthy point, I guess, if you guys want to, throw that on the table. He did say that JP's making it so that Brave damage is kind of surfacing as an important stat again, so...
Okay, pull Jack now so that you can use his LD in 8 months.
Yeah, good. There's one thing I'm kind of sad about. I was hoping they'd give Jack debuff start.
That'd be nice.
I thought like just letting you double dip on the call would have given him kind of some new life, I feel.
Yeah, I think so. That would've been nice.
For sure.
But alas,
Can't have shit.
can't have shit. That's just how it be sometimes.
We did get 8 as well.
Talk about 8.
this user-
Tell me about 8.
What was that, sorry?
I'm telling you to tell me about 8. I want to hear about 8. I know you're 8 guy.
I'll tell you about 8.
No.
Why was 7? Why was Sice scared of 7?
Oh God, here it comes.
No, I'm
Because 7, 8, 9. Here you go.
I hate it here.
Wayo.
I hate it here. This is what happens when I take the driver's seat and Raw's sitting shotgun.
Remote
This is so much more fun. It's like when you go on a road trip and you're driving all the group. You can't drink a beer, but now when you're just riding shotgun, letting your buddy Bart drive, you just hit shotgun beers all day. It's phenomenal.
Raw's been the designated driver of the stream this whole time, and we just didn't realize.
Yeah, y'all thought that I was crazy back then. They're letting the beast loose now.
Oh goodness. But yeah. So anyway, Mouse 8 guy. Tell us about 8.
I am 8 guy. Yeah, I've had 8 blued for a while, and then I didn't use him during his last when he got released last. But now he's pretty good. So I always talk about characters you can double jump on off-turn FRs, and 8 is one of them. He'll get +5 on any of those off-turn +5 things twice because both of his counters count for 1. He's a fist ultimate weapon, which is really popular right now, and he does good damage. So he has, overall, I think on his off turns, he does 3 HP attacks, with one of them being splash, which is really good. And I haven't had an issue, even some kind of scuffed teams, with having any of them capped. He doesn't start with his S2 buff. That's true. I saw that in your video today, BC.
Yeah.
So quest start, you want to start with S2, and then he'll have all of his buffs. And then you kind of just play from there, manage your buffs, make sure enemies get turns so you can maximize that off-turn damage. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's putting up good numbers now. Pretty comparable to other like off-turn units. He doesn't have any party support. Really, he has like an 80% defense down debuff, but like that's the only other thing. He is a lock. He's not a lock tank, but he has a lock debuff as well. So enemies will only single target him, and he'll just like dodge anything that isn't a confirmed hit. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have anything to say about 8?
He's pretty interesting. He also has Last Stand as well, and I think that is extremely important to highlight. But yeah, it's like you said, his lock is there. It's limited. I think his LD is the only thing that locks. And I do like that his counters ignore defense as well. So they will be doing consistent damage. And again, like Mao said, he is the second character to have 2 instances of an off-turn attack. The first one being Gao. He's the second one. So
you forgot about Galuf.
Does his count as 2?
Yeah, Galuf can double dip if he gets the second counter. I did that with Kryl a bunch.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But it's a niche case, you know?
Yeah. But, yeah, no, and a character like that is rather interesting because, again, we're going to start getting characters that, you know, instead of it being 5%, it's going to be 10%. I think Minwu's the next one, and, I mean, when used in the right hands, that could spike up, you know, pretty chaotically, I feel like. So, yeah, no, 8's good. And his on-turn damage, despite people saying it's on the low side, it kind of is. It's still got an improvement. So, like, his EX is also 6 HP attacks, and it's rather fast. I believe it's on a 1-to-1 ratio mouse.
It is, yes.
People always make that mistake, though, of on-turn damage. They just same as core. They see the damage on his turns, and they're like, it's not that great. But, I mean, he's attacking all the time. Not as much as core, obviously, but I used him in the Spiritus. I didn't finish the run, but I was trying to do there's some Spiritus missions for, you know, I don't know if you guys talked about that, but you have to bring like just the same as the Chaos missions, but for the Spiritus. And he's great. He felt really good. He's not blue like Mouse's is, but he felt really, really good to use.
Right, and his overall like damage contribution is the same like Raw says, because it's like, you know, maybe assuming you use the ZX, you would use skill 1, which is 3 HP attacks. Then you would use the ZX, which is 6. And then whenever the enemy acts, they're taking 3 HP attacks from his counters. Like, his damage contribution can really spike up. And then you throw FR on the table, like, he could be hitting, like, more than, like, 10 million damage per, like, FR time, or force time. It's really nutty.
Yeah. And it's also important to note that he does have gains in between each of his on-turn HP attacks. I think his counters do too.
One of his counter does. I believe it's his LD counter.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, and then his on-turns have brave gains.
You know, 8 kind of reminds me in a lot of ways of Yang. Because people, I've heard people kind of talk and ask about this and say, like, I want to say I can hit the EX now. I think I can save... no. Sorry. I've heard people ask, like, oh, you know, is Young a good follow-up character? How does he stack up to the other follow-up characters? And, I mean, he's good. He's very good. The thing about him is he's so unconditional. Like, Young is kind of always doing his thing. Like, you don't have to worry about buff management like you do with Core. Like, you saw just then I had to make a decision with Core not to EX so I could reapply his buff. Things like that. Or like, you know, Kane isn't always in the sky. Sometimes he falls down depending on the type of team you're playing. Young's always doing his thing. 8, I think, is the same way. You know, he's this non-elemental, very consistent. You know, basically, so long as they're not lock immune, he's going to be getting those double dip counters. He's going to be doing his thing. And that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think non-conditional... I think people might think they're boring or something, but no, they do have a place in the party, for sure.
And then unlike, I guess, like that comparison with Yang could work with an off-turn character or an on-turn character, so he's pretty much more flexible. Kind of like Core.
Yeah, the flexibility is kind of what I'm saying with 8. That kind of the appeal.
Got probably the real prize of the banner. Not probably, definitely. Tifa also released here too.
I guess we should talk about Tifa, huh?
I guess.
Yeah,
She has massive, huge damage.
Yeah, it's not even close.
You have Tifa's full kit, like kitted out and everything, Raw?
What?
You have Tifa's fully kitted out and everything?
No, I got her LD and her FR. I already had her LD, obviously, but I got her FR maxed. I did not have her BT yet. I fished the tickets at Lloyd to try to get it, but I didn't. So I'm using her without her BT, which kind of sucks. But I've seen the videos. I see what she can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also just I threw tickets at it. I have everything for her. I have her BT, I have her FR, but I'm probably not going to build her because I don't like her very much.
Right, so that's assumed you don't have her green then, Mouse.
Yeah, I'm not planning on greening her, so I'm just not going to build her up. So
I saw conjecture that she's still, I don't know if it was a joke or not, she's still turn for turn the highest damage in JP. Was that a joke? Or obviously I don't watch JP, but is she still one of the top tier damage dealers?
She could probably compete pretty well with single target damage.
JP players in chat, help me out.
She competes, yeah, especially for single target. When it comes to AoE, definitely not. And I believe on the JP side, she did get her force boards. If I recall, it only added 10% on one of her conditions, so it's 70% total. And that was a confusion for a day or two when she initially came out. I thought her FR was 70%.
Oh, people are looking at the wrong one. That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, no, when it comes to Tifa, since I have her green, no, her damage is stupid. I think she's brainless, honestly. A lot more brain dead than Titus. But no, it's like Ross says, her damage is ridiculous. When you go into force time with it, you're easily gonna hit above 130k. If you have optimal calls, you can maybe even push that to 200 or 130k, 130 mil. You can probably push that all the way to 200 mil with proper call setups and whatnot. But yeah, she's stupid. Do you have Tifa green, Bl'Art?
Nah, I am getting very nervous watching this thing, looking at Yang. I think we're safe.
He's just standing there,
menacingly.
What are the results of the poll? Do the people believe in Bl'Art they don't believe in me? I want to know the poll results.
I thought you were the one who was setting up the poll because Mouse doesn't have mod powers.
Oh. Put in the chat 1 if you think he'll do it. And 2 if you think he won't.
You don't even know how to do the business,
Becca,
do you?
I'm working.
The lazy
You guys
approach.
hear Becca interrupting me? I'm working remote.
He is working remote though, isn't he?
I'm working here.
She gave me an ugly look, so
Oof.
I'm gonna be quiet.
That's probably a good idea. Let's see here. What do we got going on? I'm remembering how to play the game as we're doing it. I can't even remember the numbers. But yeah, no. So with Tifa, I was planning on skipping because I wanted to see. She looked a little bit. I got burned pulling Cam and then not using Cam because I found him overbearing and kind of annoying. He killed everything too good, which is a really dumb complaint for a character. But I just found that the gameplay wasn't enjoyable because content died too easily, and I wasn't able to engage with it. And I made the same mistake with Tifa on her LD. So I said to myself, this time will be different. This time I will learn from my mistake and... Okay, Yang. What the... Sorry.
I'm in the exact same camp as Bl'Art here, where I generally don't like Tifa's playstyle that much, and she's also just completely deletes fights that largely, other than this Spiritus fight maybe, I'm already kind of finding myself finding it dies pretty quickly. I don't need that. I find I don't really want that extra level that Tifa brings. It's not something I...
It's a curious case for me because I skipped Cam for that reason. I have his whole kit. I ended up getting, I think, his FR for free, and I believe going for Titus FR, he had a banner with Cam BT, and that's where I got it. And I never greened them, and his FR is still sitting in my inventory with 0 dupes and whatnot, and I refused to build them because everybody talked about it, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't need this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a little too it's a hipster move for sure, but like it's just a little too strong for me, I think.
Right.
Honestly, I get it. Because at the end of the day, you gotta enjoy the game, and if the game becomes too non-interactive one way or the other, maybe it's less maybe you don't enjoy that. It's up to you, I think that's a valid way to live your life.
Yeah, and that is like Tifa is still a fantastic character, and pretty much everyone should pull for her. Just like not really. The worst part about Tifa is that it's going to keep people who say Tifa is the best Final Fantasy character around for longer, which is unfortunate.
Oof, that's rough, buddy.
But not only that, we also got Leo and Selphie with their force enhancements. Now, Leo, I mean, he's still a good call to pick up, but Selphie. Did you guys force enhance your Selphie to 30?
No.
Nope. And it's your fault.
I did instantly, and then I realized I don't ever use force chargers or gauge chargers, and so now I feel like I wasted. I'm running low on the what are they called, pyramids and whatever. I can't do very many more characters right now. And I spent 30 levels on Selphie, so I'm feeling kind of dumb, which is rare.
At least you have Selphie and not like, I don't know, Kais or something.
Uh-oh.
This man's never letting go of that.
Never letting go of that.
I just did Ramza as well, so that might be why I'm so struggling. But I did Ramza in the year of our Lord 2022, so but we get a bunch of those.
Rams is pretty.
Right.
Rams is not the worst choice, I think. It's better than like I don't know, Palom or something.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, it's better than I don't know, Kais.
It's also better than Kais though.
I mean, I was running low the previous month because I literally like force enhanced every like FF10 character as well as like the FRs I went for, and I was down bad. So luckily I'm in a very good spot, but yeah, no, this month I'm planning to force enhance a lot of characters as well. So particularly the ones without an FR. So it's gonna be painful again.
Yeah, kind of similar. Like, Selphie is like a really strong character. I also am a mod. I found it looks like so. I
Dang.
set up a prediction in the chat so everyone can go and do that. Selphie's like again like such a strong character that I just don't have much of an interest in using her for the runs that I do. I have her and everything. I'm not gonna force enhance her. She's the same as she was, just has the force bonuses now, so probably get onto this fight that Blart's doing, that he is, well, I was gonna say plowing his way through, but then I saw the boss's hell. Woo!
Give it time.
It's a slow burn. So Blind Eye, what did you end up using on this Spiritus Brothers fight?
I ended up running an overall balanced team. I ended up taking Tifa, obviously. I did tell you I went for her whole kit, so obviously I was going to use her on the fight that they were selling her on. Core and Gladio. Overall, it was relatively safe. I believe my turn count was at 46. So I did play a little too cautiously there. I definitely could have done it in a much lower turn count, but I still got the job done, and a W is a W. What did you end up bringing, Mouse?
I did a Kane Core Terra run. Terra's damage is fine, but the idea is Terra has a lot of free turns. So does Core with his LD HP attack. So you can kind of abuse that to, even if you're not doing a ton of damage, you can kind of abuse that to standard of turn count. I did actually use 3 FRs, both Terras and Cores, but I was pretty happy with my run overall. Terra only has base BT, so I was like pretty stoked. I just had to bring Kane. So yeah, it was a fun run. This fight has a lot of.
How long did that take? What was the runtime on that, dude?
I think it was. I want to say it was like 30 minutes. I was just trying to like pay attention and be careful. So it took longer than it should have, I think.
Yeah.
But I like this fight. I think it asked a lot of you overall, and it has like a good tempo to it, I think.
Oh yeah, no, the mechanics in this fight was, oh my lord, it was all over the place, honestly.
Yeah. I do like there's like one point in the fight where it just like refunds skills for you. I think it's like when you get them to 59%, they refund you a use of your S1 and S2. That doesn't work if you do that, if you take the threshold over with a call. So I think I was setting up my force time, and I used like a Sid Reigns call, and he pushed the boss below the thing, and Terra did not get a refund of one of her abilities. So that was like still my clear, but it was like, ooh, nervous.
Doesn't he he locks your calls out too at some point? I never noticed it, but I saw it on the
from the 30 to 10%. Yeah, from 30% to 10%, it locks down your calls.
Yeah,
that's a weird design choice, but it's cool. I mean, just different, cool, interesting little mechanics in this that I like. Like the last 10% being an HP shield. I don't really know what the difference is there than just having 10% HP.
I can answer that question actually. It prevents refunding between HP attacks based on HP damage dealt because you're not dealing HP damage.
That's right.
It's a sneaky way to just make him harder to kill during that time.
Yeah, they do a lot of cool little. I like this fight too. I bought Core, Kane, and Ramza, and it was pretty smooth. But there's a lot of cool little design choices here.
Yeah, I think it's a really good.
I love this animation.
To the Spiritus content overall. I hope the rest of them stay like this kind of level of difficulty.
Yeah, same here.
Apparently my default settings did not have burst music continuing.
Uh-oh.
Oh well.
Restart the run.
Run dead. Oh no. Invalidated.
Cross is saying the fights stay like this. That's excellent. That's excellent. It's kind of whiplash coming to the next fight that we ended up having after this one, considering how demanding this fight was of you. The next one is literally the other end of the spectrum, I would say.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, talk about that because I'm on a roll here.
He's doing his thing. Yeah, so we got Lude next, his FR, and who's the other character?
Italian.
Right, that's why I couldn't remember them. So I'll just get the... Ami is, she did get upgrades, I'll say that. Is Raw Life here? I want to talk about how bad turn deletes are.
Hey,
okay.
Zidon's still the best turn deleter, so it's fine.
Okay, excellent. I think turn delete is like maybe one of... Right now, in the way the game is aged kind of poorly. Just because there's so many ways that we can deal with enemy turns. Defensively or offensively, with like turn hogs and stuff where you don't need to delete the turn at all, or you can just bring strong enough mitigation that you can like take advantage of enemy turns that it's hard to have turn deletion finding, I think, a useful spot.
In the current meta.
Yeah, in the current state of the game.
Yeah, I was talking to Darico about this today. Shout out Darico, new player. Helpful. We're helpful to new players here. The craziest thing for Shinryu for me so far, and FR in general, is just how completely focused on alt turn it's been. And I should have known, even though I don't watch JP, but just the nature of a force time. The multiplier stays where it is until your next turn. You have to take a turn to lower the multiplier, right? So when you think about it, Shinryu and Force Time are completely focused on off turn, or not focused on. You can still survive, but it's just you're getting much more out of every Force Time you do if you're focused on off turn instead of on turn, because your multiplier is at 400 and you do a couple counters. It stayed at it goes up from 400, and then but the turn stays the same. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just you're losing out. You're essentially losing out on damage by not running off turn teams, and off turn teams obviously lean into letting the enemy get turns. So yeah, turn delete is not great right now, and delay also isn't really great. I mean, I normally find when I use Auron, I don't use EX. I don't press the EX at all.
Yeah, same.
Because you just want to give them turns. But no, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, honestly. And outside of the delete, Amy still has a couple of issues, I feel like, still. Like, her auras did get improved. It's, at least the important ones are standardized, but she's taking up 4 debuff slots, because all 4 of her debuffs are framed, and they're yeah, they're
like 20% on everything.
Yeah,
they have, so I don't know.
So if you even bring even someone with like a debuff and Amy, and then you throw calls in there, like, you're gonna have a really hard time trying to juggle around which like debuffs are on an enemy. It's just overall not a good time.
Yeah, they can equip ultimate weapon now, which is nice for people who want to run Amy, but like it's hard to recommend anyone go for this character at this point in the game, I would say.
Agreed.
So Maggie is probably typing furiously right now. just viciously typing at you.
That's why I waited for her to leave the show, so I could just rip. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, one of her demons also turned right down. It's just like, I don't know, maybe if they throw some global first bosses that just like, if they get a turn, they will just murder you, and you can only delete them on certain thresholds or something, that would be cool. But like, as it stands, it's just we can deal with enemy turns, and there is no boss turn anxiety anymore. All the shitters quit. So we love to let the bosses have turns now. So it just seems like a kind of outdated kit in general.
Yeah, the kit needs something else, like more potent debuffs or more damage or something to kind of make it.
Yeah, even her damage, like, I did use her, obviously, and not blued, with a unique weapon 5 out of 5, and her damage still is, like, really subpar. Pressing the EX feels good. There's Bravians in between, and I believe it's 4 full HP attacks. Same with LD, but that's only 3 uses, but the charge of the EX is really low, and then her base skills are nothing short of fantastic. They're really bad.
Yeah.
I guess to S2's credit, it does delete the target's turn, or the target, the one you're targeting. But like, yeah, no, its damage definitely could be better.
Yeah.
Did she come with Lloyd on the new fight? Because I haven't even done the new fight, but I know was it come out last night or the night before?
Came out last night, yeah. Yeah, and they came out with Lude on a banner. Lude's kind of an interesting character too. I think this is kind of a crappy banner overall. But did either you guys, or did any of you guys end up going for Lude's equipment?
There's some tickets. I have his LD, and I wanted to chase Tifa's BT without using gems, so I spent 200 tickets, and I did not get a damn single thing. So What's the last banner on this? It's Artist?
Ferris.
Oh, Ferris. Ugh. Yeah, so I don't know what I'll do. I guess I'll probably end up tokening Tifa's BT. All the talk we said about how easy she makes the game, that's right up my alley. I do challenge runs. My challenge runs are staying within the confines of a challenge while making it as easy as possible. So anytime Tifa's not banned, I will be using her for challenge runs. So, but I did not get any of the stuff on the banner. Blind Eye, did you pull for lead?
Unfortunately, I did not, and I had a little one-on-one talk with Bl'Art about it. We've been talking about these like general FRs, right? Like they're obviously incredibly useful, right? You slot them in a team for the most part. The other two members, regardless of who they are, again, for the most part, they can fulfill the conditions. I personally have not used any of the generic, like I have Ursula and I have Aroa, blue armored, FR'd. In Aroha's case, I don't have her like a spear 5 out of 5. I have not used them much. So I'm like, I don't think Lude would be any different. Like, sure, he fills up people's EXs, but it sort of feels like that niche has sort of fallen off for me. Like, it's not as impactful as like when he first came out, right? And when he first came out, I still didn't even use him that much. Like, did you guys have his LD prior to this and use him like a lot during his debut?
I did, and he was fun, but I don't think he was necessary. But he was very fun.
Yeah, I used him in a couple challenge because it's, you know, he's cool. He heals, and the EX thing is kind of was kind of a cool niche before Bahamut, I guess. But now you were never going to use any summon except for brothers, except for on elemental lockout. So having that niche is kind of cool, I guess. But
right, and then BC also brings up honestly an interesting point, and I think it was talked about as well when I was talking about it with Bl'Art. Lockout content. If there was more of that, then these generics would have more uses. Because, I mean, we would have to use them, and obviously there's lockout, so we could only use one on one stage, one on the other, and then so forth.
Now, I think BC's talking about elemental lockouts, maybe, where a lot of the lockout, like a lot of the fights coming up, basically essentially lock out all like elemental units, and so all the ones who kind of lean on using FRs that hit, you know, using elements that hit their FR condition, those are not going to be really, in those fights they're useless. So generic ones like I guess Aroha would be cool. I have Aroha, and Lude, or anybody with non-elemental ones will be much more useful there.
Right. And what do you think about a Mouse? Did you go for him or?
Stop. No, I got him on a free fall, and I'll consider building him. I do have Lude Blue, but like I don't have a huge interest in the character right now. I don't know. His damage seems fine for a support. His auras are really good for an LD only support. I don't know. I think what you guys said about, or sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I think, yeah, as we keep getting stronger and stronger, specific FRs, general FRs maybe fall off a little bit more, unless you're trying to run specific characters. So I don't know. I think I'm still kind of conflicted on Lude as a character. Someone like Core is a fairly generic FR, even though it utilizes his kit. But if you have Core, you can hit any of those things, and you can specialize into that FR if you want to. But I don't know. I wouldn't recommend pulling for Lude right now. I think a lot, outside of like a few characters, going for EX charging and stuff is not as useful outside of like stuff like edge. If you're trying to take advantage of edge EX or something, I don't know. I'm not huge on this character right now.
I see.
I forgot to press his damn BT Plus.
Yeah, I'm watching Bl'Art right now, and I'm like, whoa, I'm sweating too. I also don't understand how it works. He's break immune, and Bl'Art, the Chad that he is using Vayne. And just the skill level is stupendous.
Built a little different is all.
Built diff. XCOW also brings a pretty fantastic point. To my knowledge, the next generic FR coming out is Hope. And our friends over at the JP side are they're really hyping up Hope. So yeah.
Yeah, he seems like the resident supercharger. Is my understanding is he can get like 100% anytime he hits either of his buttons. So
I'm seeing some questioning about why I chose to summon when I did, and the reason was because I found that if I summoned too late, basically I was trying to get him right below 10%, and as you saw, it landed right on the turn. Because in my previous runs, I was finding that I was pushing him like to 13% and then having to summon on the last turn of Force. So there was a method to my madness, it just didn't work out.
you all bet your channel points on Bl'Art.
No, he's trying to effectively do this within 50 turns.
I definitely screwed up the ending, though.
No, it's happening. It's working.
It's working, guys.
There's still gas in this tank.
Yeah, we're clear. We're clear. We're clean here. We're getting away clean. We don't fail on the live stream. We do a lot of things in the live stream. We do not fail. Bart is carrying my torch while I'm working remote, and he's doing a phenomenal job here. The one thing I hate about this little shield situation is that I don't know if it's my old man eyes. I can't tell what number the shield is at. It's like a turquoise color against like all the HP dumps and stuff. I just can't, for the brave attacks, I can't see it.
Yeah, I had a hard time seeing it too as well. I'm freaking out.
I think this is the run, though.
He's already done this one on his YouTube. Check out his YouTube.
He's setting it up. He's setting it up right now.
I'm gonna throw up.
Blake, I'm so worried, Blake.
He's like so concentrated.
I'm really in the zone right now, guys.
Take a turn. All for free.
Breathe, everyone breathe.
Oh, he's gonna use the call here. Oh wait, no.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
The brave damage launch.
No! No, why is See how much is left on it.
No.
I need to dump a 1.3.
I think you got it here. Last turn.
Any questions? Any
my
flipping
God.
questions? Are there any flipping questions? I'd be yelling, but baby Bl'Art is asleep now.
He's like saying it so quietly. He's like, any questions?
Gentlemen, are there any goddamn questions?
Questions.
Oh, that felt good.
Woo!
Damn.
That was so exciting. We didn't even talk about the Terra armor.
Oh yeah, right. The fight that came with Lude. Did you have anything else now that you're a little bit more free, Blart? Did you have anything you wanted to add on either Lude or Annie?
Ami's kind of in a bad place. You covered the reason why. The only niche that Ami really brings is delete, which is kind of in a weak place. Lude is good. Lude is fine. I think we're discovering that Lude's not quite as flexible as we thought that he was. Things like, for instance, Charlotta's LD call doesn't work with him. Like, little things like that are proven like, oh, you know, like, I know MacLeod for a while thought, obviously couldn't read at the time, thought that it was all overheads, and it's only overheads that have a specific stacked component, which it hurts his value a bit. He has good auras. The EX niche has lost value, I think, because we're so burst in FR phase focused. Like, being able to do 3 EXs in a row is actually a very, very niche strategy now. But there are certain cases, like, for instance, Edge is a really good partner. Yeah, I mean, he's good, just I think he's unremarkable. And surprisingly niche given how good his stats are. I'll be right back. You guys continue.
Yeah. And one thing, too, is that now... when Lude released, we did have Bahamut summon, and Bahamut summon does kind of not exactly what Lude does. Like, Lude is more flexible throughout the entire fight, but if you're aiming to use EXs, a little bit more consistently, Bahamut sets it up in a way that is more akin to like a burst or an FR era burst, like a burst of attacks, I guess, because you can just use them one after another rather than like having to let Lude have a turn and then on his next turn he has to use his LD and like shit like that. So don't not skip Lude for Bahamut summon by any stretch of the imagination.
The one,
but
yeah.
I think Bahamut summon sort of works better with the system mechanics of FR in terms of using EXs consistently.
I feel like for Lude, the value of the EX charge comes not from like setting up burst damage, because like you said, it's kind of awkward. It's more for getting use out of specific utility EXs. Yeah. Or like, for instance, I'm thinking like
Edge is probably...
Edge is a great example. Ignis does something. Enna Crow isn't her EX super duper duper slow?
Yeah.
So
and
like
it deletes the enemy's turns once you use it.
So like there are certain utility like Reigns, you can get that on-demand cleanse and dispel. Like I think it's a surprisingly niche thing now, but in a way that like it kind of makes sense for me because like when Ash's LD came out, it was kind of a niche thing because EXs sucked back then, but it's kind of coming back to that because of the way the FRs are constructed. That said, the nice thing is, while that is the one thing his selling point, he also just brings good stats and healing, so like at the very least he's not a dead slot, you know?
Right. And honestly, Enna and Lude would be kind of funny because she does have that passive where it's like 20% chance to charge her EX. So it's like you can have like Lude's EX at the ready, and then it's like you use Enna's EX, and if the 20% kicks in, it's like, oh, I guess skill 1 or skill 2, right? Until it fails you.
That's pretty funny. I like that, actually.
Yeah.
I actually remember watching for the Zidane C90 GL first fight, which was a turn delete fight. Gobulon on YouTube actually did. That was the team he ran. He ran Kled, as we call him, and Enna Crow, and just deleted the heck out of him, and it was awesome.
That's a fun team. I like that.
So
for sure.
So these doofuses.
So yeah, if you want to use Lude, he'll have spaces. If you want to take advantage of his specific stuff, you have to probably work a little harder. But yeah, not a bad unit by any means.
Yeah, it's like Mouse says, he's definitely not a bad unit. Far from it, but yeah. Don't take us talking down about him at face value. He has his uses.
Yeah.
But anyway, this fight has us pitting up against two Terra armors, and I believe when these guys first came out, they were really weak. And unfortunately, it looks like they follow that trend here. Their total HP is, I believe, 170 million, or is it 180 million?
They're 85 million each, I believe. So.
Yeah, so 170 mil. So a little bit lower than the Spiritus at 210 mil. And then I think the fight prior to that, not cores, but God, who was it? The one where we fought Gomez and Darden.
Oh, that was Vayne's.
Yeah, Vayne's, where they had 180 mil total. So this one's, a little bit on the lower side, and these bosses have an interesting debuff.
That is one way to put it.
And outside of that, it's kind of it. I guess their force time is pretty lethal. Their force time when it activates gives them 300% HP damage resist. So,
unless it's a force attack specifically, but yeah, essentially they take 0 damage from everything else.
Yeah, and the only way to really cancel that, if you want to go that route, is to use a FR ability with a ranged attack that also heals the party. So,
and before
Lude's kind of the only one that does that.
Before anyone says anything, I will also force enhance 30 my Gladio for 15 subs. The Bart's one is still on the table, though. Separate 15 subs. Actually, no, I'll do them both for 15. Why the heck not?
Wow.
I'm easily bald.
Wow, Bart and Gladio for 15 subs?
That's value, people. That's value.
That's a 2-for-1.
That's show business.
Yeah, this fight's just like it just doesn't do a whole lot. I think this fight was a little bit more interesting on the Lufenia release because the orb was. I found the orb pretty demanding back then.
It was like self-inflicting, or no, just taking HP attacks, but self-inflicts counted.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds correct. And then there was like another like +1 for having a stackable buff or something.
Yeah, that I remember. Yeah,
but outside of that, like the mechanics were never that interesting. And the same kind of rings true here. The main kind of thing for this boss is it's got this attack that's fell free eye or something. Fell fey.
Yeah.
Off free. Where it puts a stackable debuff on you. Kind of cute. Dude has a bunch of stackable buffs. It puts stackable debuffs on you. Cute. That they don't really do anything until it's max stats. I think one thing they could have done with this fight that I think would have made it a little bit more challenging was have the like obviously make the debuffs stronger. But like have the debuffs per level like more impactful. As it is right now, it's like brave damage resist minus 10%. So you take 10% more brave damage from the enemy at level 2. I don't know. Once it's max stacked though, it does add an HP poison by 30% of the boss's attack, which can be pretty potent if you let it get to that. And yeah,
Tink.
They don't do anything else. Helm Splitter is one of their only attacks, and I think they have the generic Felfrey Eye, and then they have their thresholds and stuff.
Right. Yeah, no, this fight is just, unfortunately, just not that entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Which is a shame coming off the heels of the Brothers Spiritus, which was like a really engaging fight that you had to pay attention to. We have these ebbs and flow with Defo fights, of course. We're all familiar with them.
And it is the rhythm, because this is a Lost Chapter fight.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we did touch up that they tend to like make these like permanent fights a little bit weaker. I mean, obviously, Brothers is an exception because one, it isn't a Shinryu, it's a Spiritus, and obviously it's a new difficulty, so it's harder.
Can I just say the update, the C90 Gladio EX feels so good because the HP attacks finally sync up with the way the animation goes.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
That's the best buff he could have got. It's so funny because sometimes they'll do that where they make it fit better, and sometimes they'll do it where it just like feels terrible now. I think like Pinello, for example, like she should have more HP dumps on her HP attacks, of course, but like the 3 HP attacks from the one swipe, I always thought was like, that looks kind of sketchy.
Did you guys know that Twitch actually reminds me and says, hey, remind our viewers to follow? I did not know that.
Oh.
Raw, has it been reminding you to, or telling you to remind our viewers to follow this whole time?
Oh, Raw left.
Yeah, Raw left a while ago.
What? I thought it seemed quiet in here.
I also started whispering because you were whispering, and something in me was like, right, there's a sleeping baby, I have to whisper.
I really appreciate that about you, my guy.
But yeah, someone like 8, like 100% completely trivializes this fight. Any kind of dodging, their attacks aren't guaranteed hit or anything, so...
Edge Kimari, Yuri.
And then their FR gauge is they just get party turn rate down, like enemy turn rate down, so they'll take more turns. It's pretty. It's basically just asking you to like off turn it with impunity. So that's what I did. I used 8. I did an 8 ace core team because I haven't used ace in a while, and yeah, it was fine. Yeah, I did it like earlier today in 20 minutes, and didn't really struggle. It's not a good fight. Not a good fight that they put out on this one, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Who did you end up running blind with?
I ended up using, like, I think it was the same team, yeah. I just blitzed through it when Tifa got her FR. I literally obliterated one and took the other one to like about, I want to say about 60-ish%, because they didn't have a rage mechanic. Yeah, they just had like the usual threshold boosts and whatnot. So my first FR, I took one down, and then I waited for the second one and just took the other one down. I did have to sit through one of their FRs, but I did bring 2, one cleansing call. It just so happens to be Yuna, and both of her calls cleanse for the debuff. So overall, it was pretty manageable to handle, for sure.
So in your opinion, I'm thinking I'm going to FR before their thing to take advantage of the turn rate down, but then this means that I am going to have to sit through their FR being terrible. I wonder what the right call is there.
Isn't it cancelable when you use lewds, or it's a pause?
It's a pause.
It's a pause.
Oh, it's a pause. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll still, if we go off turn, it'll go away. But the question is, do I want to sacrifice the turn rate down when my plan is to use Gladio counters? I can kind of see it going both ways, you know?
Nah, I think if you're trying to lean into Gladio, you use it now, right?
That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Turn rate up. Sorry. It is turn rate up, not speed down. Speed down is part of their debuff, I think.
The felt or the curse eye.
Yeah, it's one of the levels of the.
Yeah, it's the 4th level that it inflicts a speed down minus 30%.
I like this. I like that Loot has Shulk as his partner. They had a fun. What was the? Was that an IW, or was that Shulk's last chapter? What was that? When they had the event together.
Wasn't it Edgar's IW?
It was Edgar's. You're right.
Yeah, Edgar.
You can see here, by the way, I picked this team carefully because everyone has stacked buffs somewhere in their kit.
There you go, foolproof.
Means I don't need to use Rydia Call.
Yeah, Rydia Call seems to be the popular, like, use it for everyone. Use it for
kind of
with
brainless,
everyone.
yeah.
On the subject of these FR pairings, I do like that that Defo does, for the most part, a pretty good job trying to, like, show off potential, like, future, like, FR pairings. Because, like, we can look at, like, Theodore when he first debuted, and, like, he was going, like, trying to confront Piso, and you just see, like, Titus just reminding him that, you know, he went down that route as well, and, you know, what is it, like, a year or so? More than a year or so. Titus gets an FR, and Theodore's his pairing.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, they mostly... It's either, like, thematic pairings, or they do, like, in-game Defo lore pairings, which I always think is fun.
Yeah. Like, I know on the JP side, Zach's FR Titus is the pairing, and, like, my first, like, instinct of that was just seeing Zach having Titus and Cypher do squats with him. So that was definitely a good callback.
It is fun. You can kind of call certain ones. Like, I think Hope's is Eldnarsh, right? Or something like that.
That is correct.
Yeah, because then Hope went with Eldnarsh in one of the lost chapters or something, or one of the intersecting deals.
Yeah, that one I forgot which one, but I do remember that he went with Eld.
Don't look at the story chapters don't read the story for this game, but it can be fun sometimes.
So, Bl'Art, you know, give us the play-by-play here. Is this fight giving you a hard time?
I mean, I'm sweating bullets over these debuffs, my guys.
Yeah, they're exactly at 4. They're exactly where we need them to be.
Spooky.
Bring the Mog call. This fight's so bad.
I'm kind of.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think I'm gonna. Do I do a
Galvanized force charge.
I'm kind of tempted to do galvanized force charge into summon. I mean, why the hell not?
Does Galvanize charge the force gauge very well?
It's a dead skill, isn't it?
It is a dead skill. It's just not instant turn rate.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, what the hell am I doing? We'll go ahead.
Ultima.
Yeah.
You could Ultima and then on Gladio's turn do pop summon.
I like that idea. I think that's the play. I was tempted to use it. Also, man, I'd forgotten how good Ram's BT theme is. I always get chills when I hear it. And I didn't even play Tactics. It's just good music.
Dude, Tactics is great. Whenever your free time opens up, like, visit it. You'll love it.
You mean 18 years from now?
18 years from now. Who knows? For all we know, Baby Bl'Artagnan would probably play it before.
I'll watch the Let's Play, the Baby Bl'Artagnan Let's Play.
Y'all better remember to subscribe, like, and hit that comment button and all that jazz.
See, 8 countered these on my run because they were in a dodge. Because 8 is 100% better than Gladio.
It's undeniable.
Here we go. Ah. I'm surprised he didn't die from
The 1%.
the magic pixel. I think we're going to be closing up here pretty shortly. Do you guys have any like kind of closing thoughts about the content you've been getting, or anything you wanted to we missed that you wanted to go back to?
Not really. I will say though, as my final thoughts, Spiritus, very good. I honestly can't wait for the next one. This one really kept me on my toes.
Agreed. I like how the level 50 summons remove the health condition of them.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that till today, but like you don't need to be above certain health anymore with brothers. You just have like max brave up regardless. Max brave up by 30% all the time now, which is like a pretty cool.
Rip VV's niche.
Brothers, level 50 brothers killed VV. But yeah, it's kind of a nice, makes it more usable across the board.
Any questions? Like seriously, too easy. Best player in the game. Any questions?
Every Shinryu takes an hour. Except on the live stream. We do it in 20 seconds.
20 seconds. My goodness gracious, gentlemen. It's funny because I was actually going to try to do this team for a video, but like now I've done it. And it's like that was nothing.
That was the live stream special.
Pay the people. Pay the people.
Oh, I can't. I voted in the.
So, you're not supposed to vote in the. Goddamn! I'll do it.
It's insider from everyone. Everyone does it. Yeah. So we had one really good event, one kind of bad event, and then yeah, one.
There, people paid.
One really good banner, and then one. Okay.
Yeah.
It was decent. Well,
we're talking about Blart's banner, right? Or Bart's banner, right?
I'll pull any banner with Blart on it.
Yeah.
Pity on those ones.
Simply too good. Oh, man. Well, I think on that note, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I know it was a bit of an unorthodox stream. I hope I was able to proudly do honor to the livestream banner piloting the ship once again. Mouse, Blind Eye, thank you for joining me. I know Rob popped in for a bit, but he had to go, so hope he's doing well. And yeah, I guess we'll see you next week. Any closing thoughts, gentlemen? Blind Eye?
I guess have fun with Tifa for those who pulled her, and good luck on the banner coming out on Thursday, which is Ferris if you guys are pulling. Have a good night, everybody.
And Mouse, anything? Play Legends of Hero Trails to 0, and if you're sick, get some sleep and drink water.
Good advice.
That's what I'm gonna go do.
Sound things. All right, cool. That you heard it here first, folks. All right, take it easy. Adios.